Hello, Father Carlson here from St. John the Baptist, and talking about the role of a sponsor for confirmation candidates. That would be you, by the way. Let's come in. It's Father Carlson, I'm a pastor, and this is Sarah Magnus, our Director of Faith Formation. So first and foremost, thank you for agreeing to be a sponsor for the confirmation candidates. I know actually a couple weeks ago, one of my nephews asked me if I could be his sponsor, and it was a great honor, but also a little daunting. Like, what exactly is a sponsor supposed to do for the candidate? And really, what it comes down to is accompanying them on their journey. And this is so beautiful as they're journeying to confirmation, not only the day of confirmation, but actually their whole life and their faith journey. But a question people ask right away is, what is confirmation? And it's important to remember, it's not a graduation, but instead it's a completion of the rite of initiation. So kind of a fully initiated Catholic, which is baptism, First Communion, and then confirmation. And so it's a sacrament with the outpouring of the Holy Spirit that comes down upon the candidate. It's actually a permanent imprint on their soul. And it's so beautiful that once again, as a sponsor, your role is to kind of walk with them as they grow in their faith, to pray with them, and then just to accompany them along the journey. And so as we prepare for confirmation here at St. John's, we do it in a very specific way. And so Sarah Magnus is going to tell us more about what it looks like for the confirmation program here at St. John's.
Right, so our candidates at confirmation go through our chosen program that is through Ascension Press, which features some challenges that they can bring home. Also, they learn about a saint every week. They also do service and adoration hours, 20 hours per year for their service, and then 8 hours of adoration here at St. John's. We also have an annual retreat. This year's retreat is March 3rd through the 5th in Annandale, and it's led by Damascus, who does the summer youth camps as well. And then also you, as the sponsor, are one of our requirements for our candidates.
Great. So that the children are meeting weekly or bi-weekly, depending on what year they're in. They're able to go through different sessions. It's been great to see them grow in classes and community. So that's been a beautiful thing. We're looking forward to the retreat. They're already doing some service hours. That's a great thing you can do with them as well. You can pray with them as well. So actually we have some kind of roles of the sponsor. Is once again, it's assisting in the preparation for confirmation. One of the greatest things that you can do is tell them about your faith and in your faith journey. And there's a reason that they chose you as a sponsor. It's not just some title, but they look up to you because of your faith. And so share your faith with them. Maybe even share a photo from your own confirmation if you have that. I'm not sure I have one of mine, but I do have one of my First Communion I share often, and that's with the pink tie. So I remember that. So share that with them, I guess you could say. Also spend time not only talking to them, but even more importantly, listening to them. Asking them, how is the confirmation program? Ask them if they have any questions about the faith. Not that we expect you to be experts, nor are we experts really when it comes down to, but we have resources to help with that. Be able to pray for your candidate regularly, to let them know that you're praying for them. Oof. I remember when I was in 7th grade, if someone told me that they were praying for me, I was like, really? You're praying for me? How beautiful. Even now when people say they're praying for me as a priest, I'm like, thank you. I need it. But it means so much when you know that someone is praying for them. And then, of course, to encourage them to spend time in prayer themselves. We encourage the candidates to spend at least 10 to 15 minutes a day and in prayer with themselves as well, by reading the scriptures or reading more about the saints, whatever it is. And so encouraging them and asking, how is your prayer life going? Now, Sarah, are there certain qualifications we want to make sure that sponsors have?
There are actually a few qualifications for practicing. You have to be a practicing Catholic. which means you're going to Mass and confession regularly, and adhering to the beliefs of the faith. You also need to be 16 years of age or older, fully initiated into the Catholic Church, which means you must be confirmed as well, and not a parent of the candidate.
There we go. So no parents can be their candidates. So, but godparents can. So there we go. Great. And so Sarah, one of the questions people have is like, so what exactly, like, what do I talk to about confirmation with the candidate? What do I talk about? Do we have assistance in that?
So we do have 4 conversations you'll have with your candidate, and they're in your sponsor guide. These conversations are done after certain lessons in the chosen program. The first conversation you'll have with your candidate is on the way, which focuses on discovering who Christ is. And there's discussion questions that will help you start these conversations. And then the second conversation is on the truth, which focuses on encountering the light of Christ. And then your third conversation is the life, and it's choosing the ultimate happiness. And then that fourth conversation will actually happen after your candidate is confirmed. So it's called mystagogy, and the life after confirmation.
I'm going to put you on the spot here, Sarah. When is confirmation for this year? So the 8th, 9th, and 10th graders. What day is confirmation this year?
So this year is May 1st.
May
7
1st.
p.m. at the Basilica.
And that's a Monday?
It is a Monday.
Monday, May 1st at the Basilica. People ask, so Father, do we have to be present as a sponsor at the confirmation? It is strongly encouraged, almost required. It's not exactly required, but if you can make every possibility to be at the confirmation, it would be great to be there. You'll be the only one sitting by the candidate. The rest of the family will be in pews way behind you, and so you're literally at the Basilica with the candidate at the confirmation. So please, if you need to make travel arrangements, mark it on your calendar, Monday, May 1st, 7 p.m. at the Basilica in Minneapolis. It's a beautiful place, and so we encourage you to be there. Now back to the conversations with your candidates once again, to talk about the faith and kind of maybe team it up with something. So some suggestions that we have for you is maybe go to Mass together. How beautiful that is, and then grab dinner afterwards. It's you and the candidate. So one on one. Maybe go to confession together, not in the confessional together, by the way, but go to confession. We encourage the candidates to go to confession. We'll have different opportunities for them, but we encourage people to go to confession, more than once a year, actually at least once every 3 months, if not more often. And so to go to confession together, and then afterwards to once again hang out, maybe grab some ice cream or something. Do an act of service together. I know that when I was going through confirmation, my sponsor was my older brother, and I've shared this story before. It was actually after confirmation. He was in town from college, and there was flooding going on by the St. Croix. So we went and spent 4 hours just moving sandbags. And that's one of my favorite memories with my brother, was doing an act of service together. Or asking your candidate, what did they like to do? Maybe they like to, play cribbage. Possibly, I don't know. Maybe like to snowboard. Be careful if that's the case, right? But whatever it is, but maybe some activity that they like to do that you guys can do together. But then have a discussion as well about the confirmation process. So once again, we just want to thank you for agreeing to be the sponsor. And what your role is kind of to be like St. John the Baptist, who's right behind me, by the way. You see, he's pointing, and I know it's not a nice thing to point in Minnesota, but what he's doing is he's pointing towards Christ. And that's what a sponsor is called to do as well, to help the candidate to encounter God, to encounter Christ, and always point towards them. So thank you for your role as a sponsor. Any other practicals we need to go over, Sarah?
So there's only, the email that accompanies this video should have the forms that you'll need for your conversation and discussions, and any dates that would be required as deadlines. For our 7th graders, your sponsor info sheet is not due until January 11th of this next year. and the sponsor project is actually not due until your second year. The 8th, 9th, and 10th graders, the sponsor info sheet was actually due in October, but the sponsor project due is due in April, on April 12th of this next year.
All right. So in the email, there's much more details. Please read through it. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any questions at all, please contact Sarah Magnus at stjohns@stjohns-excelsior.org. Of course, you can contact me as well. Know of our prayers for you. And once again, thank you for your role as a sponsor. God bless, and we'll talk to you later.